Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're digging into a really interesting legal document.
Oh, yeah. What have we got?
It's a court order, High Court of Punjab and Haryana. And it involves a practicing lawyer, Ravneet Kaur, making a very specific, maybe even unusual request about her own cases.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
So our mission here is really to unpack this particular order. It's CWP 22171 of 2025, and kind of get a handle on the precise rules and boundaries, how a high court actually works, even with what seems like a simple request.
Right. And what's often fascinating in these cases is how they shine a light on the, intricate dance of legal process. It's not always straightforward.
Exactly. So let's set the scene. We have Ravneet Kaur. She's a lawyer practicing in that very court, the Punjab and Haryana High Court.
Okay. Experienced, knows the system, presumably.
You'd think so. She files this petition asking for something pretty bold. She's seeking a writ of mandamus.
Right. An order compelling an action.
Correct. Compelling the transfer of 3 of her cases.
Right.
They were currently listed before court in M64.
Okay. Moving cases isn't unheard of, but...
Well, here's the twist. Her request wasn't just to move them to some other court of this honorable court. So just another judge within the same high court.
Ah, there's more.
Yeah. She also asked, or perhaps floated the idea, of moving them to any other honorable high court of any other state.
Whoa, okay. That's ambitious. Transferring between high courts of different states, that's a whole different level.
It is. And she based this on, quoting here, grace of our sacred institution and fundamental norms of natural justice, equity, and good conscience.
Standard principles, but applied in a, let's say, expansive way here.
And there's one more thing. She also requested a writ of prohibition.
To stop something.
Exactly. To stop the respondents from listing any of her future cases in that same court, number 64.
So basically, move my current cases out and don't send any more my way to this specific court.
That sums it up pretty well. So naturally, you have to wonder, how did the court respond to this multi-layered request?
Well, the court's response is really where we see the mechanics of jurisdiction laid bare. Let's take the big one, first transferring cases to a high court in another state.
Right. The really unusual part.
The court was very direct. It stated it was, and I quote, not vested with any such power. Simple as that.
So just flat out impossible for them to do.
Exactly. They don't have the authority, the jurisdiction, to order another state's high court around. The judgment actually advised her to approach the appropriate forum for that kind of request.
Okay, so that door was firmly shut. What about the other request? Moving the cases within the same high court, just to a different judge or bench. That sounds more, doable.
It does sound more standard, doesn't it? But that was also declined.
Why?
The court pointed out that this specific request had already been considered and declined in the recent past on the administrative side.
Ah, so she'd tried this before, through a different channel, perhaps.
It seems so. Through the court's internal administrative processes, rather than a formal writ petition like this one, and it was already rejected.
So both primary requests denied. This raises a key question then, doesn't it? If you disagree with a court's order, or if your request is denied like this, what are your actual options?
That's a crucial point the judgment touches upon. It clarifies the remedies available, especially under Article 226 of the Constitution, which is the power high courts have to issue these kinds of writs.
Right.
If you're challenging an order from a single judge within the high court, the typical routes are, first, you might file an LPA, a letters patent appeal.
An appeal within the high court itself.
Yes, usually to a larger bench. But the judgment notes this is particularly relevant if the single judge passed the order overstepping the jurisdictional purviews. So if they acted outside their proper authority.
Okay, and if an LPA isn't the right fit or doesn't work?
Then the other main avenue mentioned is approaching the higher court. In India's system, that means the apex court.
The Supreme Court.
Exactly. Those are generally the established paths if you want to challenge a high court order, not perhaps filing another writ petition asking for the same thing that was administratively denied, or asking for something the court simply cannot do, like transferring to another state.
So the bottom line for Ravneet Kaur's petition.
The High Court declined to interfere. The petition, CWP 22171 of 2025, was dismissed. This was on August 4th, 2025.
And she was left, as the court put it.
To avail appropriate remedy available under the law, meaning Use the correct, established legal pathways if she wished to pursue the matter further, like the LPA or going to the Supreme Court, if applicable.
So what does this all mean for you listening in? What's the big takeaway here?
I think the key lesson is really quite profound. You have a practicing lawyer, someone presumably well-versed in the system, yet this case starkly illustrates that the legal system runs on very precise rules, procedures, and critically jurisdictional limits.
It's not just about wanting something, however strongly you argue for it based on principles like natural justice.
Precisely. It's about knowing the correct mechanism, the appropriate forum, the specific powers of the court you're before. Understanding those rules is absolutely fundamental. It's not just about the what you want, but the how and where you ask for it.
That really hits home. It makes you think, doesn't it? How often in life, maybe dealing with, I don't know, bureaucracy, or even just navigating a disagreement, is knowing the actual rules of the game or finding the right person to talk to the appropriate forum the real key, maybe more important than just understanding the problem itself.
It's a great point. Knowing the process can be the most direct path.
Definitely something to mull over. We'll leave you with that thought until our next deep dive.